Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. I had to come on and talk my shit. Where y'all motherfucking Errol fans? Where you at? Where are you guys? Talking all that shit. I knew it. He was no competition for Bud Crawford. You damn right, I'ma rub it in. I'ma talk shit. Why? Y'all have degraded this dude. You saw what he said at the end. You talked about me, you put me down. 5 fucking years, he beat the brakes off of Errol Spence. Fuck y'all was talking about. All that, but I don't know how y'all looked at that man and thought he was the shit. Talking about something, he want a rematch. He don't want no goddamn rematch. He got the brakes beat off of his ass. I mean, everything he tried to do. Where was the jab? Where was the fundamentally sound bullshit? He couldn't get the jab. And then when he tried to hit the body and shit, why was he backing up? Why was he doing all that shit? Hold on, here come one of them fans now. Hold up. Hey, dude, I'm online. You might as well.
You online? I didn't know you're online.
I got
to go ahead and eat my humble pie real fast.
Yeah, go on and get your humble pie. I'm like,
are you online right now?
Right now. I want all of y'all Errol Sexuals up on here.
Hey, I'm going to come and get mine.
All right.
I'm on my way right now. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. See? My boy talked all that shit this week. I got to name him. Coleman. Where you at, Coleman? Me and you been arguing all week with all this laughing. Ha, 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 ha. My boy gonna beat him. He gonna short. Where you at? You picked the wrong motherfucker. He could never fight. This shit been pent up for so fucking long. And I said it too. When fucking Bud beat him, I said I was gonna rub it in. You fucking right, I'm rubbing in. Here go my friend Birdman, he up in the building. Birdman said he gonna get his humble pie. You know, I ain't mad at all Errol Sexuals, but some of y'all took the cake. Some of y'all just Errol fans. Where ATL unanimous? Where Miss ATL? Where all y'all at? Where you at? I've dropped the link. Spence couldn't do shit. Spence couldn't do a damn thing. Well, what about all them? I don't even want to name them by name. Shame on y'all. Y'all lied for 5 years. Yeah, bring your ass up in here, ATL. He said boxing told my people bet the house on the KO. He knocked him down, 3-4 times? I put the link in. Won't y'all jump in? Jared waiting. Hey, Jared said congrats to Bud. Total dominance. You damn right, Jared. I can't say you was a sexual.
Can you hear me, Miss T?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Let me cut this fan off.
Hold on 1 second, Birdman.
All right.
Oh, why you ain't answer the phone? Why you ain't answer the phone? So did you know what the fuck you was talking about?
I'm not here with my family. I'm just from reunion. We up here at the hotel. Power been out since 4 a.m. We got the general look. I'll tell you how hard up it is.
I'm online, Shawty.
What's up, ATL?
What up, man?
Hey, we're gonna eat it. We're gonna eat it. We got September. That's okay.
Hey, Coleman. Hold on. I'm online. You can come on my line and take this humble pie. I told your ass.
Hey,
I'm here. And like I told you.
I'm glad they didn't take my bet though, boy. I would have been broke like a motherfucker.
I don't give a fuck. Hey, I'm here like I told you.
Well, look, it was showtime, so they'll repeat it. But
I ain't gonna lie though, I'm in my feelings.
You can come through.
I'm in my feelings too, but I'm here though.
Yeah,
hey, that's a warrior.
I tried to tell y'all ass.
I'm here.
I know you here, but I got pent up aggression. You know.
Hey, she trying to make us pay attention.
Get it out, nigga.
Didn't I tell you? I said I'm rubbing it in. Where the fuck did y'all see this nigga could fight? Basic as a motherfucker.
Hey.
Everything he tried, he couldn't do. He couldn't jab. He couldn't get in. Harvey Doc won't go in for the low blows. Had to warn him twice. Hey,
it is what it is.
Your dude won't never shit compared to Terrence Crawford. Never shit.
Damn.
Everything they said about Terrence opponents go for Earl. Won't
I'm
never
coming here respectfully. That's how y'all gonna do me.
Man,
don't wait to the fight over, dog.
A lot of
I'm gonna be here
before.
I told y'all gonna duck no smoke. Right?
I know you said it. I wish I'd have bet.
Respectfully.
Y'all
you see the true Spence fans in here taking it.
Listen, y'all taking it for the whole team. Everybody else is a punk ass. Tay, I'm gonna let you go off.
I see that niggas not live no more. I've been telling you motherfuckers since day one, Terrence Crawford is the best fighter on the motherfucking planet.
Okay, you got it, bro.
Dude, let us have it.
Everything that y'all said was a lie. Y'all said he was ducking this man. He was too.
I ain't hating.
He was pushing Errol Spence around. He looked bigger than Errol Spence, but Errol Spence was a big fish.
Answer this question for me.
So scared.
Answer this question for me, though. I know you hype. I know you hype.
Let him get it out.
Answer this question for me.
Go ahead.
Did I ever hate? Did I always tell you if he lost, I'm coming?
I'm not talking to you specifically. I'm talking to all the Errol Sexuals. I'm talking to y'all, man.
Real Errol Sexuals ain't gonna come on here. I apologize. I called them Errol Sexuals. They Errol fans.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm hurt. I took that hard, man. That boy bad. He bad. I give it to him. Damn.
I'm hurt.
I'm so shocked.
I'm hurt, and I give y'all respect.
There wasn't a single moment in this fight felt like Terrence Crawford didn't have full control. Even in the first round, it was still a close round, but I feel like Terrence Crawford got his work. I gave it a 10-10 round. I thought it was a really close round.
Dude,
I knew they was gonna give it to Earl. I wouldn't have been mad.
You gotta be dude strong as fuck. He don't look like it, but dude is strong as fuck, man.
He was pushing Errol
like everybody else. Yeah, he said, yeah, they don't think I'm strong. Shout out to everybody coming in the building. And when we yelling and going off and getting this shit off our chest, ATL.
Get it off.
In Birdman.
Oh, no, you know, I told you regardless, right?
With y'all. Where Miss ATL at too?
She here. She disappointed too.
Hey, Miss ATL, I told you.
Right? She disappointed too.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut for a while. I ain't talking box. I'm gonna be listening from here on out.
We didn't expect this, but we here though.
I told you a lot like Inoue versus Fulton. I said it's the same narrative going on.
Here.
Y'all kept saying Inoue's not as skilled, and we're like, bro, Inoue can do.
So regardless of what's going on, y'all can't say we duck no smoke.
Oh no, Monday it's still gonna be a little bit, but y'all just know I ain't talking to y'all.
You got his props, bro.
Go ahead, Tay, get your pop your shit. Who you want to call out, Tay? Call out anybody you want to call out.
Boots. I want to call out man. I want to call out BFTB, man. He was talking so much.
Hey, man, hey.
I didn't know what the heck I was talking
about. That's my peoples, man. You can't talk about
Hey, hold on. I'm giving freelance tonight.
Y'all do that.
But listen. I ain't saying
I leave.
He got. Hey, well, see, hey.
I'm not talking about him no more. I said I was not going to talk about him no more.
You ain't talking about him no more?
KJITV. I kept all these fanboys. KJITV. I don't think he's a fanboy, but he said Errol Spence was going to knock him down. And I was like, how? Errol Spence hasn't knocked down anybody. It takes him 300 punches, and he couldn't even knock down Ugas. How is he going to knock out Terrence Crawford?
Exactly.
Y'all kept saying he was chinny. Y'all kept saying he had no power, and he showed all y'all guys wrong. I told you it's going to look a lot like Inoue versus Fulton, because the same narratives were going around about Inoue, where the same narratives they were talking about Terrence Crawford. He was too little. He didn't fight nobody. And all those skill sets we seeing, they ain't really that.
Well, I'll say this. His stock done went all the way to the fucking roof, man. Damn.
Exactly.
He is one of the best fighters, and he is one of the best. He's one of the best fighters. He is the best fighter in the world.
I'll put him over Mayweather right now.
Of all time.
Now let me ask y'all this. Now listen. This is a freelance. Anybody who come here for all the Errol Sexuals, for all the shit y'all put us through,
all this shit,
5 years, and you can, if you want, you call out who you want. Now I personally don't say no specific names, but I ain't stopping Tay from doing what the fuck he want.
I ain't giving out no more names.
That's cool. We ain't got to do no names, but we gonna see what everybody got to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you guys, I got this channel because for like a year or so, all I heard was Bud hate.
Yep.
And they was so sure that Terrence won't shit. And then you know who I felt sorry for, Birdman? I felt sorry for the damn opponents of Terrence Crawford. Because they put them down. Like how dare you talk about people like that? And Errol Spence turned out to be a bucket full of shit.
Yep.
Won't shit.
Yep. He literally cooked them. Like his inside game wasn't better. He wasn't stronger. He wasn't he didn't do nothing, bro. His jab was all I heard was Errol Spence's jab. Is this, is that, is this, is that. And he took away that jab and he was out jabbing Errol Spence. He is the best. I want to curse more, but I don't want to get your channel messed up.
No, I mean,
so effing happy.
Let's go. That's cool. That's cool. Jerry, you wasn't a sexual that I know of. I want to commend Birdman and ATL for coming in and taking these heats. Look at your brethren. Look at them. They don't want to answer the phone. My boy Coleman wasn't going to miss that fight, but he said he was where he was. The power went out, so he missed the fight. But he was still, at his family reunion cookout or something. So I don't think he was inside. Man, I'd be like, man, you wasn't gonna miss that fight. Like all them damn Errol Sexuals running the high. Huh?
Hey, Miss T, I gotta eat, but I'll be back. I was listening, y'all.
All right, that's cool.
All right, I'm gonna listen to y'all.
All right, cool.
All right, congratulations, congratulations to y'all, though.
Yeah,
I know, right? I told Destiny to come on. She probably like
round. He knocked this new dude down. Like
I got you, bro.
They stopped it early, honestly.
All right, you're welcome. Hey, I'm gonna say it one more time before I get off here, man. That dude got some damn power.
He does.
Damn.
He does. He has power.
Errol didn't know what to do.
He didn't, bro. Errol,
he spoke quietly and carried a big stick. He did his thing, man. But I'm still a man down.
Like a motherfucker,
bro.
And I don't blame you if you still like Errol. That's your thing, because I said I was gonna do the same. If Terrence would have lost, I'd still like Terrence. But Berman, how all these Errol fanboys and everything would have been coming at us had he won.
Yep. I mean, his defense was on point tonight too, man.
Go ahead and eat, Berman.
All right, I'm getting y'all's. I'll be in the chat listening. All right, talk to y'all in a little bit. Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh man, they trying to say Crawford tested dirty now. Wow.
That what they said?
This is what they saying, man. He tested dirty. He ain't tested, man. We all know, bro.
Who said that he tested dirty?
It was in those chats of those channels. I'm not gonna give.
Fuck, man. Ain't nobody worried about them.
Yeah.
Y'all gooses cook. Y'all a bunch of liars, a bunch of hype jobs. Y'all was cliquish. Y'all was riding his dick, and that's all to it.
Yep, he's the best. Like
I ain't calling no names, ATL, but Tay said he ain't gonna call no name because I'm not like that anyway. When I say y'all know who y'all are.
Call no more names. I was just saying, well, man, it's just his defense was superb. I can't even describe it, bro. He was just on another level, man. And his power was crazy, bro.
Errol Spence was game in that first round.
He was.
You could tell he was game, but I think this is what I absolutely believe. ATL, y'all tell me different. I think Errol felt his power. I think when it was filling each other out, he tasted some of it.
Yeah.
And he said, wait a minute. Because Errol actually tried to box him.
He tried to. He was moving backwards on the back foot. When have we seen Errol do that? When have we seen Errol go to the inside and try to clinch and not try to throw punches? He felt that power, bro. Like Crawford he was faster, he was quicker, he was more powerful. He's just a way better fighter. That's what we've been telling you, bro.
We gotta give it. We got something off our chest. Here we go now. Y'all look, I'm gonna let Destiny have. You got the flow, Queen. Say what the hell you want to say.
Hey, she got the flow.
Hey, my unofficial child take. What's up, ATL?
What up, Destiny?
Hey, salute.
I'm here. Salute. Walter Trans, salute.
I'm accepting all the smoke.
You got to turn off your volume on the TV.
I'm accepting all the smoke.
My volume's not on the TV.
Or somebody turn off their background.
That was me.
Oh,
Well, okay.
Go
But
ahead, Destiny. Get
so
yours.
y'all, I'm a very superstitious person. I know y'all find that probably hard to believe because I'm an atheist, but I am very superstitious. So I stayed away from all the boxing talk because I feel like as long as I don't participate in the foolery and buffoonery, my fighter usually wins. So although I felt in my heart that I felt like Bud was far more of the superior boxer, I do know all it takes is one punch to change a fight. I learned that from Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. Those two fights truly scarred me. I don't think people understand when I say like when I'm passionate about boxing and my boxers. I'm very passionate about those peoples. And
I
I know it's
understand what
weird.
you're
It's
talking
weird.
about.
Yes, yes, I'm very much whatever sexual or stand or all that other stuff. When I stand, I do stand hard. So I stayed away from everything. I just concentrate on going to work and being great at work or whatever because I hate work. But anyways, I was concentrating on that. But me and Miss T was texting earlier, and then I called her. One of us called each other, and I was telling her the same thing. But I also told her I felt like Spence looked like he was in mourning. The whole press conference, I told Miss T, didn't I say that earlier? I said
Yeah.
he looked like he didn't look confident. He looked like he was in mourning, like he was about to walk to his damn, off the plank kind of shit. Like the pirate's about to take his ass off the plank. And Bud just looked super confident. He just seemed super, like Miss T said, very relaxed. His energy versus Spencer's energy was mad different. It was like 1,000, yards apart. Infinity and beyond apart.
Yeah.
Bud's energy was very much, it's just another day at the job. Sprint's energy was like, I may not make it outside of this water because a shark might attack me. Kind of energy, and that's a pun intended. So
Get
yeah,
your rocks off, Destiny. After
he was
all these
definitely
5 years. And we not talking to ATL. We not talking to Birdman. Because they standing tall. They came in and said they gonna take their punishment. Birdman and ATL, I swear, if Bud would have lost, I'd have came and eat crow too. But I mean, and I appreciate you taking it for them. But
fat.
I had to get my shit off my chest. Tay had to get his shit off his chest. Go on and get your shit off your chest. That's and hold
And
this bitch down while I go get some ice water.
got you. Yes, ma'am. AT, I respect your gangster though because you did come on this channel. I promise you, had Bud would have lost, y'all would never see me again. Y'all would never see me again because that, I would just feel like a failure. Like, bitch, you don't know shit about
I don't,
boxing. That's truly how I would
I
have
don't know
felt.
how to
And I'm
do
not
that.
saying that y'all who favor Spence in a fight, I'm not saying that, y'all don't know shit about boxing. This is for my personal self. I would have felt like I didn't know shit about boxing. And I am egotistical to some points. I feel very egotistical when it comes down to my boxing knowledge and my intellect. I feel like I am very
I gotta leave and come back.
high. I feel like I'm very high up there with the intellect. So yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. So Tay, do you feel vindicated and all that shit that we've been talking all these?
Feel very vindicated, man. I was arguing back and forth with these Errol Sexuals. They kept telling me I know what the f I was talking about. All the bullshit they were saying. Spencer's going to dog him. I ain't see none of that dog, man.
Man,
It was just
My
bruh,
better.
bad.
He was bigger, stronger,
My
like
bad,
a better
DJ.
inside game. He hit harder. They kept bringing up that interview saying, "Oh my god, look, Porter said he hit harder. Porter said he hit harder."
Now I can say it.
Now
Porter was capping.
the
uh,
level of delusions that went on amongst
he
we
literally
knew
knocked
Porter
that.
was tripping though because Porter said in the ring he fought that night, the night he Bud it was the first one to stop him. That night he said Bud was the best fight he ever been in a ring with. But then, like you said with that hateration, Miss T, he came back and switched up his whole talking points. Doesn't even make sense, bruh. Doesn't even make sense. How could this man at that night be the best fighter he ever faced? And then a week or two later, Spence hit harder, but Spence didn't even stop you, but got it. Two thumbs up to supporter. This shit that these fighters be saying sound delusional as fuck.
Yeah, Jared, don't start nothing. This is a good night tonight. He says, y'all don't know who you talking about. Who don't know shit about boxing. But that's all right. DJ.
Yeah, what's up, DJ? You cook, man.
Yeah, DJ,
Hey,
you got,
DJ.
you got the floor.
What's going on, Miss T? What's going on,
DJ,
everybody?
I tried to told you,
Salute, man,
DJ,
salute.
but you got the flow. I like that y'all guys
Hey.
stand up guys. Y'all coming and face the music.
Didn't you pick Terrence
Oh
before?
yeah. You know what?
Did you change your mind?
You know, these were the two best welterweights in the world, and we just all wanted to know who the better guy was. I felt like it was Spence, and damn, I was wrong. That was a curb stomping, Miss T.
Yeah, I thought you picked Terrence
That
at first.
was
Ago. I thought you
No, he always picked Bud. I mean, he always picked Spence.
But he never hated on Bud.
He never hated on. That's the difference.
I never hated. I just never was in the mind of anybody was ducking anybody. It was just politics as usual. Why that fight didn't get made, but it finally got made, man, and we saw who the better man was, and it was Terrence Bud Crawford. That was a surgical, precise ass whipping with a big WH on it.
Was it one-sided?
Oh
yeah,
my!
but Spence said it's gonna be a one-sided ass whooping. He was talking about a one-sided ass whooping.
After round one, Miss T, after round one, that was one-way traffic, and I got to keep it 100. That was one-way traffic after round one.
DJ,
Now
did
Spence, I give him his credit. Like he did everything he could.
Hold on.
He did everything he could to fight back. He was trying to fight back. He gave it everything he had, but his shots didn't have no pop on him. Once I think it was like the third or fourth time after Bud caught him with that jab, I was like, oh shit, he better do something about that. Because Bud done found his rank. He better do something about either he better step under it or step to the side. Derek James was begging him to, man, you standing right in front of him. And Bud pieced him up so beautiful.
Derek James was wrong. You standing right in front of him. No, Spence don't move his head out the.
Because Derek James is not. He's not the trainer of the year. I think people totally miss what's going on over there at camp. Yep. They think what happened with Jermell Charlo had everything to do with Derek James, which is a falsehood. It was that black Dominican cat that actually trained Jermell Charlo for that fight against the Castano 2 fight. Derek James only came in, I think, within the last month or month and a half of his fight, which he really didn't have that impact. It was that Dominican cat, that had all the impact, right? So people mistake that.
Jerry, I agree with you. We don't need to see that again. We don't need to see that again.
Not never.
I'm good on that. We don't need to see that again.
I mean, she just said that though. That was so funny. She called me on the phone. Me and her was talking, and we said that we don't never need to see that rematch. It's not going to be good. It's going to be worse the second time.
Not it was going to be worse because I believe.
Yes, because Bud knows exactly what he's going to do because Spence never knew how to adjust. He was never taught how to adjust because Derek James don't know how to adjust.
He's a basic.
Slow James only know how to do what slow James do is be fucking slow. That's why all his fighters are slow and flat-footed and very robotic. So you have a slow-ass trainer, you're going to create slow-ass fighters. And that's exactly what happened. That's all I'm saying.
Hold on. So look, Derek James, I'm beginning to believe that all that negative energy, because, DJ always say attitude reflect leadership. All that negative energy, them lies and all that, you can see it in Derek James. You can see when he was throwing them shots at Bomac. I was like, what did Bomac say? So excited. I don't mind them talking crap to each other. But
I think that was more them going back and forth with each other than anything. But that was just that's some heat. That's just some heat they had between each other.
But okay, we got my boy Shelton Moore. I ain't seen you in a minute.
That's my big brother from another mother.
I hope your phone is working. You got the
flow. Check this out, y'all. How long have we, Miss T, we've been telling these dudes that this dude was not on his level? How long have we been saying that?
Shit, it seemed like forever.
Shelton, you just gonna disregard me, Shelton? So I never said that, but I mean
Destiny, you've been rocking with me for 3.5 years. We've been saying the same goddamn thing, Destiny.
okay, but you totally ignored me. But that's okay,
I didn't
Shelton.
ignore you.
That's some light skin
How could I
energy.
ignore you? How
That's
could I
some
ignore
light
you,
skin
Destiny?
ashy Negro energy. I'm just joking.
I could never ignore you, Destiny.
I'm watching this
But
fight.
look, this shit was a one-sided ass whooping.
Exactly.
Man, was it not?
We fish fry that boy. We cooking him up right now. I'm a part with a fish fry. You know what I'm
But this is what's so funny. This is what's so funny. I talked to DJ yesterday. You remember DJ? And what did I tell you yesterday? I said I've never seen Bud that loose, ever. Bud is usually angry at the press conference.
Yeah, I said that.
Never seen him that loose.
I was saying
he knew yesterday. He knew yesterday. This dude can't fuck with me. I'm gonna beat this dude up.
You may have several baby seats, Jerry. You may have a stadium full of baby, with some high chair seats. You may have a stadium full of high chair seats, Jerry. You're fucking welcome.
I just got some reports, that said that 1,000% increase on the sale of ropes in Texas.
Jerry says he dismantled a great opponent. He dismantled a one-dimensional fighter. As I've been telling you for 3 years, the dude is one-dimensional. He's a flat-footed, come forward, volume puncher. That's what he is.
He is a Blaxican. He's a Blaxican in the ring.
Yep, he's a
Spence is a Blaxican in the ring. He is not a true, but I don't know these fundamentals that these people keep talking about. All these great fundamentals he supposedly has. I have not seen these great fundamentals. And
Wait a minute, that's the excuses are starting. I don't like that. I don't like this.
But a fundamental guy,
are starting already, man. I don't like
this. Beat a guy like Crawford. Crawford has too many tools in the bag. Crawford can adjust. Crawford can do too many things in the ring. A one-dimensional fundamental guy is never going to beat a guy like Terrence Crawford. Ever.
What you say,
do anybody know what fundamentals means? Like literally verbatim what the fundamentals means.
Devin Haney just tweeted out he want to see it again at 54. Errol look weight drain. I was like, I'm not doing that, y'all. Let's not do that.
No, ATL, don't do that.
But we told you. But we told you. We already told you the excuses was gonna come out, didn't we? Did we say the excuses was gonna come?
Y'all heard DJ what he just said?
Yeah, I told you the excuses was gonna come.
Yeah, Devin Haney said that. Said he want to see it again at 54 because Errol look weight drained. I was like, nah, let's not do that, y'all. Let's not do that.
Excuses. No,
like we can say whatever we want to say, but we all saw that ass whooping.
Excuses.
And plus, remember, look, DJ, how many times I'm sure you heard my show this week. AT, I'm sure you heard it. I ain't come on a lot, but I was saying stuff like, he looked like he's still trying to cut weight in the fight week. I don't know. Did anybody hear me say that this week? And I said, nigga, you cutting weight in fight week? That's just crazy. And then last night I came on in the middle of the night and I said, I think some of y'all was in here. And I said, this fundamental, I broke down fundamentals and basically said, name me one elite fighter who is not fundamentally sound. I said it's a backhanded compliment. It's like a backhanded compliment to Errol Spence. And they don't even know they doing it.
But do people my question is, do they understand what fundamentals mean? Because I don't think a lot of people understand what fundamentals means.
It means basic.
No, okay, well, basic is just so what is basic to most people? Basic is understanding ring generalship, right? Ring generalship dictates a lot. The jab, so ring generalship is the king amongst kings. The jab is the king amongst kings when you actually land in a punch, right? These are and then fundamentals means knowing how to adjust to a fighter where you're saying that they're beating you to the punch on certain things. Spence has never made adjustments. And that was the one thing I didn't understand. A lot of Spence fans, like, I'm not calling, not the sexuals, but true Spence, well, maybe not even fans, but people that just thought Spence was good. I never understood that y'all never saw this man has never made an adjustment in his whole boxing career. Because
he fights everybody the same way. He fights the same way every fight. the same fucking way.
And
well, to that I say it was working until it wasn't.
Exactly.
They always said that.
Yeah,
Wake
DJ.
up.
Hey, it worked. Hey, it worked until tonight, didn't it?
Yeah. But let me ask y'all a
But
question.
we told you.
Do
Go ahead,
Bud got
T.
the terrible resume? Do y'all see the cap for when he said Bud ain't really fought nobody? Do y'all see it? He worse than
Miss T.
Avanesian. He's
Well,
worse
look,
I'm
than
gonna tell you what I equate this to.
Here's the
If you
thing.
beat
Danny
in football, if you beating everybody by 40, but people say you ain't really playing nobody, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's the same thing. But if Bud would quote unquote wasn't fighting nobody, he was doing exactly what he was supposed to do. Get them the fuck up out of there.
But DJ, what did I tell you, DJ?
Ways.
I told you that Danny Garcia was nobody. I told you Sean was nobody. I told you Ugas was nobody. I told you Mikey was nobody. Tonight, Errol finally fought a somebody, and you saw the results.
Well, I ain't gonna say there ain't nobody. He just fought a better guy than him tonight.
Yeah.
He
I
fought a guy better than him tonight.
I agree with that. Because
those guys are not very good. Those guys are not very good.
OG, what's the old thing in the hood? Everybody always say it's somebody out there for everybody.
Yeah, and Bud is that guy. Bud is that guy.
I just don't think it should be a rematch neither, though, DJ. Because
no rematch, no rematch. We don't need to see it.
No, I'm not interested in a rematch. And you even got people now. You got some pro fighters out here now saying Derrick James should have stopped it. Like you got some of them criticizing him, saying Derrick James ain't shit for not stopping that fight.
I disagree, man.
I disagree with that. I feel like this is a championship fight, and you got to give your fighter every chance.
And
just like the rest of the world did too.
Harvey Doc won't quick on the, because Harvey Doc
Harvey Doc gave Errol Spence every chance in the world to keep to stay in that fight, and man.
Let me say this to Jerry. Jerry, this is what I'm saying. You're agitating, so let me try a different approach and be nice. You said now everybody's a nobody. I gotta go. Congrats, but you were saying like, but Errol is a bum or whatever. Jerry, you never spoke up for Terrence. I'm saying this about him. So shut
your bitch ass up, Jerry. Shut the fuck up.
Damn.
Hey, Jerry, take your English ass to your English ass bed and go to sleep. And don't talk no more for the rest of the night.
I'm not going to change what I've been saying.
Pulling for Spence. I picked Spence in that fight, but Jerry, we all saw what the hell just happened now.
I'm not going to change what I've been saying. I'm not going to change what I've been saying for 3.5 years just so Jerry can feel comfortable. I've been telling you Danny Garcia wasn't shit. I've been telling you Ugas wasn't shit. I've been telling you that Sean Porter wasn't shit.
I disagree though with that.
Sean Porter's a good opponent, man. Sean Porter's a good opponent. So was Ugas.
Yeah.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Them dudes were not very good. Those dudes are B-level fighters at best.
But to me, B-level is a good opponent.
Sean Porter's the best of the bunch. He's the best of the bunch.
That's all that is.
Hell, Brick was a good fighter.
So let me ask you a question, right? So you're saying these fighters are B-level? You saying these fighters are B-level at best?
Yeah.
Yes, but Miss T, I had to come tap in with you and talk about this real quick, man. Congratulations to Bud. He is everything y'all said he was, and then some.
DJ, you're trying to put me off for a fast time. I'm gonna let you get your spell off. But so Shelton, so you're saying all these fighters is nobodies, right?
Right.
But the thing is, with outside of Bud and Sprints, who was, fighters that they could have, won if, those are only two that's A level. So I disagree with you on that one. I feel like Danny Garcia came into the welterweight class as an A level fighter. I felt like Sean Porter was definitely an A level fighter, even though he lost, fights, and most of his fights was lost by extremely close margins. Only person that ever beat Porter convincingly was Bud. Yep. So let's not say these fighters is B level.
Let me ask you a question. I want you to tell me, I want you to look at BoxRec, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to tell me where's the column that says I came close, or the column that says I fought a really good fight, or the column that says I almost did it. Where's that column at?
Saying, bro, we talking about skill set. I don't just because you lose a bunch of fights don't mean like you ain't that skilled.
Look, that dude,
No,
look.
what Shelton is saying, let me clean it up, Shelton.
I get what you're saying.
What he's saying is when it came time to be on the stage,
he lost.
They came up short. Porter came up short. He came up short against Kell Brook, and we know Kell Brook was a top 5 welterweight.
Yeah,
he came up short with Keith Thurman, and he beat Danny Garcia because he mauled him over, whatever. Danny Garcia was an A-level fighter at 140.
At 140.
What is he at 147? Now he's at
B level at best. B level at best.
But to me, B is still a good. If you a B level fighter, you a good fighter in my eyes. Maybe that's different for you, but to me, if you a B level fighter, you a good fighter in my eyes.
No, I mean, okay.
There's
but
not
tonight, but tonight you saw an A-level fighter. You saw what an A-level fighter looks like tonight. That's what an A-level
fighter looks like. The best, the creme de la, like in terms of right now, he is the best, and he's a level above everybody else. Everybody else is A-level, and there's Terrence Bud Crawford. He is an S-level, in my opinion. He's the best fighter in the world.
He is creme de la creme, literally.
Number one, and we've been telling people that. We've been arguing on these panels for 3.5 years, telling people that this guy is not on Bud's level. They tell us that he's too small. That Bud ain't fought nobody. Okay, like Bud said at the press conference, if I ain't fought nobody, then you will just be another nobody that I fought.
Yep, and it's crazy because Errol Spence fought so many people. If they fought it's so pissing me off. They fight this. It's the same shit that fans do with Pacquiao and Mayweather. They fight the same opponents. Yet one guy has said that he fights all these guys and are so good when they fight him. But when the other dude beats him, it's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Same thing with Bud and Bud and Errol Spence. They fought the same fighters, bro.
Right.
It was all cap.
This is what's gonna be funny. This is what's gonna be funny, T. This was going to be funny, T. Wait till tomorrow and listen to all the excuses that are going to come out.
Yep.
It's going to be the weight drain thingy. It's going to be the weight drain thingy. Then it's going to be his long layoff. And then it's going to be that, he had a broken eye. Then he had a broken kneecap. His ass is broken, behind Yellow Beezy. His neck is broken behind Yellow Beezy. So that's what we're going to hear all day.
And it's gonna be he forgot to get oiled up when Leo Beasley was doing his thing. That's gonna be the next excuse, man. It's gonna be the next excuse.
Yeah, exactly. He fucking raw. He fucking raw with no jelly. That's what's gonna be. Well, Yellow Beasley fucking with no jelly. That's why he lost.
Come on, hey, calm me down. Calm me down.
Okay, so let me take this call. This is somebody that owes me some money. I'll be back in a minute. Let me see if he's gonna pay me.
Put yourself on mute. So I'm going to say this. Errol Spence showed tonight how limited his skills really is. Yep. I'm serious right now. He showed how limited he really is. At least Sean Porter, let's see if they take back when they said Sean Porter was winning. Sean Porter was getting Bud. But Errol Spence never
Errol Spence got beat up tonight. I'm sorry. And I'm a Spence
fan. That's facts.
I'm a Spence fan.
Gave Bud a tougher.
Let me talk
tonight, bro.
Yeah.
Errol Spence got beat up tonight, and ain't nothing you could hide, ain't nothing you could say. He got knocked down 2 or 3 times. He got beat up
5 times, bro. He got knocked down
5 times.
No, I think it's 4. He got knocked down twice in one round. He got knocked down in round 2.
4 times.
I think it was 4 times. And I can sit here and admit that as a man, and shit, it wasn't his night. He fucking lost.
APL. This is your first L for real since you've been on Miss T show though, huh? This been your first L?
This is your first L. Y'all should
ain't nobody bet me though.
They should have.
No, I think
ain't nobody bet me.
Hey, he did on Tay would bet him like $15.
I'm not gonna. It doesn't matter. I don't care about that money.
Hey,
it was a while ago. I'm not gonna answer that money.
Y'all wouldn't bet me, period. But y'all bet me all the fights.
Tay bet you $15. No, ATL Tay did bet you $15. So you did.
It was a while ago. I'm not gonna.
It was a while ago though. That was like, I think it was even before the fight was announced. It was
way before the fight was announced. I was still in school.
I'm kind of glad that there was no bets on this fight because people would have been really hurt. But I tell you what, ATL, you still a winner because however the stars lined up, God made sure you ain't lose no money.
Hey, well, what? I was gonna bet a lot of money, and I would have lost a lot of money.
I didn't even have it, like literally.
Nobody want to bet me this time. I said that's
They
crazy.
didn't. They sure did not want to
They
bet
bet
you.
me on all the other
Did
scrub
somebody
fights.
come back up here?
No, nobody came back up here. But man, it's just wow. I just can't. He's just man.
Look at Birdman said facts. They ain't want to bet because they wasn't sure. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm telling y'all, I was going in based on what people there was talking about. Errol Spence was still trying to cut weight, but you know the Errol fans was not having it. He on weight. He ready. He shredded. Bud looked nervous. Bud didn't make weight. I mean the lies they tell.
Thank you. There was a lie before the fight that Bud missed weight, and first I knew it was false because this dude was lying. He said Bud missed weight. He's 2 pounds over, and they was reporting it like it was real. And then I saw what the dude posted. He was talking about some crazy stuff, man. I knew that was, and it was clearly like a fake source, bro, because they were like, Bud was butt booty naked trying to lose weight. I was like, man, this nigga is
They just be lying. ATX Slab Life Cletus, aka Big Texas. What's popping? This is Errol Smith fan. Glad to see you popping up. He won't know sexual neither. Yo, what's popping? What's popping?
We here.
Man, he said congrats to Bud. Y'all stand up, guys. But I came on here angry. It was so much pent up because the arrogance, the conceitness of it all. This nigga was reading his own press clippings. That's the only thing I can think. He was reading his own press clippings and believing the lies and all that. He never tried to step in and squash some lies. He would have let them derail Bud Crawford completely. Me and my friend was arguing. I said, well, you know, he said this is the biggest payday Errol ever made, but Errol never been to a big show Bud never been to a big show like this. He should thank Errol and all this bullshit. And guess what? He said, where the proof? I said, where Errol proof? They gets reported. You can Google this shit. And then he said, no, he need to show some receipts, some tax form. And I was like, do you make other fighters do that? Nope. What fighters show us their tax returns or bank statements to prove that they made their purse? But I say, you guys hate this man so much, you will lie on his fucking name. And Bud almost cried. I don't know if y'all caught that. He wanted to cry in that ring. That's because he was taking so much shit for 5 years, unnecessary shit.
They was threatening this man, the homoerotic sexuals. They threatening this man's mother, his kids, his sisters, and his wife. What kind of weird homoerotic shit these pansexuals is on? That's mad weird. I mean, it's beyond being, so I'm not even gonna say it's queer. It's very queer because queer means weird. Yes, they were very queer for that shit. Extreme.
But I would tell you like
very
this.
Odd.
You never heard me really. I have to commend Errol and Bud for being gentlemen through this whole process. For the most part. Errol took his shots, but he got to feed his fans. And Bud didn't trip. He didn't feed into it. Yep. But they shook hands at the end because as I tell you guys, attitude reflects leadership. Yeah. They would have went in there and been angry with each other. I'm sure they wanted to get at Bud's family. Derek James, why you even bring up his mom? Said, Mama ain't gonna be dancing. I get it. With any other fighters, that could be cool. But with them two, you have to be careful. You had to be careful. Shouldn't even brought up his mama. Y'all eating crow. It was a good ride while it lasted, while all of them was downgrading this man, calling him Toby, calling him dumb, calling him Kunta Kinte. Now y'all can kiss his ass. Because if that's what Crawford team was doing to Errol, I feel the same way. You make people like Terrence Crawford, even if they never knew him or even, really cared about him or whatever. You make people gravitate to him with all that hatred y'all was spinning. And it won't Crawford's side. It was Errol Spence's side. And there was plenty of people making up lie after lie after lie.
Child, the lies was endless.
I wonder what some of these channels, like I know one channel in particular, what lie you gonna tell now? But you know, some people ain't gonna be able to take it. I done seen channels where people go up against each other, they yelling so loud, man, my ears was hurting.
Girl.
But that was them, you know, talking passionate. Them boys still held it down. They still loved each other. You know, my boy E Thriller out there had the 19-part series. They be on there tripping. They funny to me. Those channels knew they had Earl fans and Bud fans, and they all knew how to get along. But them other channels, you know,
I never heard of those channels, and I don't want never hear about them again. Though, thanks very much.
yeah. Look, I can't wait to run through some of these channels that Bud had defending him. I mean, because you couldn't really get off into praising him because you were so busy defending him.
Yeah, they never let Bud be great, and that's the difference between you know, pro Bud's YouTube channel versus pro Sprint's YouTube channels. The pro Sprint's YouTube channels, Bud ain't never did a damn thing but just eat shit. I mean, wake up, eat shit, and sleep. That's according to them. That's the only thing that Bud ever, contributed to the boxing game. But we already seeing the excuses roll through that he was weight drained. He ate too many hot dogs. His left eye was sleepy. His uncle's, Achilles heel was hurting. His dog had rabies. We hearing all the excuses already. And the fight just literally ended less than an hour ago. So here we go. Miss T.
Go get your sweaters. This is my era. That's the sweater. This is my era.
And if Bud was smart, if Bud was truly smart, I would drop all 4 of those belts and move up to 1. I don't think Jermell is going to come back down after he fights Cinnamon. I don't think he's going to be capable of coming back down 2 weight classes to fight the likes of Bud. Bud has proven because Jermell trolls this fight with Cinnamon on purpose because he's using that. He's going to use that as a clutch. Win, lose, or draw. The reason why he can't go back down to 154 because he know Bud is headhunting. Bud has a checklist, so to speak.
I made you a shirt, Destiny. You don't have to get it, but I'm saying I made the shirt with you in mind. Remember you said to make it short? You said something. And I said, I think she would like a t-shirt like this.
Ain't cool.
Short waist. It said anywho.
Oh, anywho, yeah, I do always say that.
I say it too, but it was like anywho, blowing your bubble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Adam Hurley is in the building with Papa King. He said, I can't believe Spence wants it. He don't, Adam. He don't want it. He really don't. But he have to say that, and I get that. They men and they got bravado, they got pride, they got ego, and I get that. I mean, it will haunt him. It's like I agreed that he had to say that, whether he mean it or not. Because if he did not say that, okay, then his fan base will fall off. It will haunt him. It will be detrimental to his career. Now I'm gonna say this, Spence, your career not over. It's not over. You can go on and do great things.
Miss T, honestly, I think it is over. I'm gonna tell you why I think it's over. Spence is one of those fighters that once he loses by in a spectacular fashion, especially by either TKO or knockout, they're never the same fighter. I think he's another Roy Jones. I feel like he's another Jeff Lacey, another Chad Dawson. I truly do believe that because Spence he was an egomaniac. He was a little bit narcissistic.
Yeah,
a lot of narcissistic. So, and I felt like he knew he was coming into this fight knowing he was going to lose? Because I feel like he already knew. That's why he put off so long to fight Bud.
But he always knew. But here's the thing: it's time for him to be a man and
But the thing is,
swallow his pride. He can do it, but he gotta get people from random. Maybe his dad can help him with it, but some people it's not gonna help him with that.
but Miss T, what made this fight really happen though was because when Bud started coming out with all the proof that he kept trying to make the fight happen between him and Sprints, and then even with Blue Blood, although I don't think he did that intentionally, it all came out that Bud had been trying to make this fight, and Spence fans started putting heat on him, saying like, I've been a fan, I've been supporting you. Right now, you looking like a duck. What was you don't have nothing planned, you don't have nothing coming up. I really do feel like that Keith Thurman. I feel like that Keith Thurman fight was in the making. I feel like that Keith Thurman fight was in the making at 154. He was going to avoid Bud at all costs because I know for a fact that's why Derrick James hates Bud so much. It's because I know for a fact in my own head. This is my personal opinion, y'all. So in my own head, I know for a fact Derrick James and Sprint felt like they could never beat Bud because Bud does not fight in one particular style. He has many styles. He can adjust to any thing. He's kind of like, water. He can bend to anything. He can maneuver in any area.
So let me ask you this, ATL. With all jokes aside, I'm being serious and I'm being fair and respectful. I got most of it off my chest. I'm calming down now, y'all. But do you, at this point, now that you've seen what Bud did to him, do you think that Bud had been avoiding him for 5 years? Or was Bud trying to get at him? You still think that Bud?
I still think the same way, but I think Bud just had the better night.
I have a question to that. So what was the plan then? So Errol Spence backtracked and said the plan was always to fight Bud Crawford last. So if the whole plan was to fight Bud Crawford last, how was Bud Crawford ducking at any moment?
That shit don't matter, bro. Like he fought him and he lost. Bud was the better man. What else you want me to say?
No, we just wonder because, like I had said before, I said the
ain't
past
no excuses, bro. Bud was the better man.
Hold on, ATL. I said that whoever won, whichever side, that they was gonna put some legitimacy on what we went through. We can't get back them 5 years, and we never gonna get closure, and that's why people gonna pop their shit.
But I'm saying, me as a Spence fan, I don't have no excuses. Me personally, I don't.
But when
Crawford
we talk
was the better man tonight,
right? But when we talk about when you seen he destroyed.
I don't care about nothing old. I care about what happened tonight.
Hold on.
And he destroyed Spence tonight.
He destroyed Errol better than he ever fought any other fight.
He did.
And so that tell me
Green Beans was a bum.
That tell me
I don't care about Green Beans. That he was what I'm saying is that Crawford was the better man tonight. And I acknowledge that.
Well then ATL don't care, but I'm saying to all the Spence fans, like I would like to know if they we're best pugilists. Not best, it was the best pugilist? Oh no, PGH Big Dog, where you at?
I ain't never seen nobody do
where you at, PGH?
The way that Crawford did tonight.
And Crawford could always do that, and he knew it.
No, I'm not gonna believe it.
What happened?
I'm gonna give you Miss T. I'm gonna give y'all tonight, bro. I'm gonna give y'all tonight.
No.
He had the wrong game plan.
No, what game plan did Errol Spence use?
He don't have game. That's my point.
That's
what I'm saying. Errol Spence got the same game plan. What he found is that shit won't gonna work.
Okay.
Where
tonight
is PGH
didn't work, right?
Tonight, tomorrow
right?
night, next week.
No, I'm just
saying. Do the rematch.
I'm gonna give you tonight.
Dude, you gotta give us the rest of the year.
I'm gonna give you tonight, but you don't know about the next fight.
Okay. I do know the next fight. What Errol Spence tried to do, I said it. He gonna be off balance.
I got y'all.
Everything, all the techniques.
Y'all got y'all win tonight.
Nah, ain't gonna be no just tonight.
Hey, I can take the shit, But if who on the other hand, could y'all take it? Y'all wouldn't even be on here.
Yes, we can take it. My favorite fighter.
You already
Deontay
said
Wilder
if
lost.
Crawford lost, you wouldn't even hear from you. So don't do
Deontay
that.
Wilder lost, and I had to say he can never be
Don't do
Tyson
that.
Fury in my eyes. He just can't.
Adam Hurley say if Thurman patient,
Don't
he'll
do
beat
that.
Spence too. But this is the thing.
I don't believe that,
He
man.
got
I'm here, nigga.
exposed.
I'm
Thurman
here.
too
Man,
weak to the body.
let me tell
With my
you.
chin up, I'm
Yeah,
here.
you hear ATI, I get
With
that.
my chin up, nigga.
Exactly.
Like I told y'all, regardless.
Exactly.
Errol Spence, chin up in the air.
You can't say I ran.
No, we can't say you ain't no sucker. You know, but your boy Earl, with all that lying and capping he was doing
He ain't
all
no
this
sucker
time.
either. He just wasn't the better man,
He
bro.
a sucker. Now, but Terrence could beat
He
his ass
was,
any
bro.
day of the week. Any day of the week.
And I seen the same shit
Bud
y'all seen.
has his number, Miss T.
I
Bud
seen the
has
same
his
shit
number
y'all
like
seen.
Floyd had Pacquiao's number.
That's how easy
Just
it
like
is.
that.
I
Just
seen the
like
same
that.
shit
It's
y'all
just,
seen tonight.
Listen, all these former fighters, Hall of Famers, even Floyd tried to tell y'all, but nobody was listening because they was stuck on Earl. They was fans.
They was haters, Miss T.
They was just
Remember?
fans, huh?
They was haters, Miss T. Remember? They was haters. They don't know what they talking about. They haters.
I ain't never been one of them.
They're jealous of Errol Spence, Miss T. Right, Miss T? They jealous of Errol Spence.
I ain't never been one of them, so I ain't in that category.
I mean, yeah, they jealous of Errol Spence. That's what they said. That all those fighters, just like what you talking about, all those fighters that picked him, they didn't know what they was talking about, and they was jealous of Errol Spence.
They said he also fired. They said,
hold on, y'all, hold on. Active activists just came up in the building. You got the flow. What's popping? You on mute, dog. Unmute yourself.
Oh, what up? What up? Can y'all hear me?
What up,
yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, hey man. Hey. I hear all the commotion and I'm just here to say, what a fight. I'm extremely surprised at how that fight played out. I didn't expect that. I thought it was gonna be a good fight, a competitive fight that Bud was gonna edge out. But for him to put that kind of clinic on Spence, that was just I don't think anybody was prepared for that or expected that. I mean, the way I looked at that, this had the same kind of hype, maybe close to a Pacquiao Floyd as Miss Destiny or whoever. Somebody just said that Pacquiao versus Floyd, or I would even say that Floyd versus Canelo. And we know that the Floyd versus Canelo, that was probably one of Floyd's best performances of his career. And he made Canelo look like a rank amateur. But what Bud did tonight to Spence was worse than that.
But also, Floyd was in his like fourth, fifth weight division, and like he was 37, right, or 36, and he was in his fifth weight division. Like, I mean, it would be like Floyd at 140 doing that stuff, man. Like, I think it's different, man.
What you mean different?
I mean, yeah, what's different about it? I mean, at the end of the day, like Floyd, yeah,
and Floyd hurt his hand in that fight too.
You're right. So Floyd was an older man fighting a prime Canelo and dogged him.
In his
dog walked him.
What he say? What Floyd
I love Bud, but Bud's in his third weight class.
He said he sunned him.
He said that was easy. It was easy work.
It was easy work.
He sunned him. Well, that's what Terrence did tonight to Errol. He sunned him.
Now, activists, do you think going forward that it's gonna be a difference if they do a rematch?
I think that it's a possibility because right now you still have the de facto excuse of Errol was weight drained.
We can't take that excuse out.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's my excuse, but this is just what the people are gonna say. Again, you're right. He agreed to it at that weight. So
and what I'm saying is, if you talk to Earl fans all week, he was shredded. Bud was overweight. Errol Spence wasn't weight drained. He was ready to go. He gonna smash him. And you go to all their channels.
Well, they was
gonna beat him. I mean, this was a one-sided ass whooping. Earl's tried everything in the book. He tried to hit him in the nuts even. Harvey Doc was like, I done told you twice. And so he couldn't have that. So he had to straight up try to box. And when you saw him try to box from the outside, how mediocre
he got picked
looked
apart
against Terrence. So he tried to come in. So again, I'm going to ask you, going forward, because now you done seen both of their talents. It ain't like Terrence did something different in camp. Both camps said we didn't do nothing different. We just sharpened our tools. So going forward, you really think Errol Spence can make a difference? Turn that Jane around?
I think at this point, this was his best chance to actually make it competitive to me, because at least tonight he had the element of surprise on his side, because Bud didn't know exactly how them punches was going to affect him. But now that Bud done been in the ring with him and Errol punches didn't do shit to him, he's only going to be that much more confident in the rematch. Now, Spence may feel like
activist. Remember they kept trying to say Bud was chinny. Yep. So is he chinny? And it's Spence really this bone crusher that they proclaim him to be. He breaks bones, he breaks eyes, he breaks ribs,
he breaks his ankles. Got collected. Look like his face got collected.
I mean, he is all those things, but he wasn't those things tonight. He wasn't those things. Like I said, I was worried about, was Spence gonna be the Terminator and just walk through everything that Crawford threw at him? No, Crawford is the Terminator. That's what I found out tonight. He's a robot.
And we should have known that because nothing. And we should have known that because Errol Spence took 300 punches for Ugas and didn't drop him once. I kept telling you, he's like, I was not saying he's feather fisted, but I mean, you hitting the dude 300 times, of course they going like have their eye messed up. That don't mean you just like a super powerful puncher. I mean, I think he is still a big puncher, but man, I don't think he's as big a puncher as that fan try to make him out to seem, bro. Because in that Ugas fight, he ain't drop him once. Ugas ain't really like Ugas didn't look wobble to me in that fight. He was getting his ass beat, but I didn't in that fight. Ugas didn't look like Errol Spence looked like tonight, where he was like he really, 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 really felt that power. And he did not want to stand there at all.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and then even now it's been explained that even the time when we thought that Ugas hurt him, he wasn't hurt. He just thought the dude knocked his teeth out. So he just was distracted.
That's what he said.
I think
come on, when you know me, active actors. When you lose credibility, motherfucker, you lost credibility. And guess what? It means it for me too. That's what he wanted to say. Oh, I was looking for my teeth. Dude almost knocked you in the fucking ropes. You not a rookie, shorty. You can't make rookie mistakes and get a pass.
You right. Now, if Protect you was your first, at all times.
Second, third fight, okay. You know what I'm saying? They said a lot of shit. He the eye collector. Like his eye got collected in sparring. Who collected his shit? Bud looked the same. Like what you just told me, he can go to the club and be
go straight to the club. Don't even look like he got touched.
Birthday party. Mama was dressed in gold, won't she? Was it gold?
I thought Errol Spence stopped him in sparring, though. I thought Errol Spence stopped him in sparring.
Okay, that's what they told me.
That's what they told me. Man, yeah, that's what they told me.
And who said it? Shane Mosley over
he was highly delusional when he said that.
He was on that same stuff that Errol was that night, man. So he need to lay off that, man.
The mushrooms.
I don't know, whatever Errol Spence be on there. Either it's the alcohol he be drinking or whatever, man.
Look, I'm gonna tell y'all, as I'm watching it, I was quiet. And I was waiting. I was counting down the rounds. And I was like, Bud is not going to take every round, is he? You know, by the time he got to the fourth and fifth, I was like, what the fuck going on? Everything Errol tried. I seen him try to jab his way in. It didn't work. I seen him. Didn't y'all see Errol through a hook and caught Terrence Crawford? Ain't even phased him.
He did. I say, oh, he caught him with a nice one. Didn't do nothing.
Didn't do shit. He tried to outmuscle him.
Couldn't do that.
The wrestling. Couldn't do that.
Couldn't do it. You can't out wrestle a wrestler.
Yeah.
And every time he threw a punch, he was out of position and off balance. And Earl went to the gut and came up. And he tried that low blow shit, but Harvey Doc was on his job tonight.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, hey.
Yeah. I mean, it was a few. I was looking. I mean, he's good. That's a technique that he has perfected, and hitting right where is legally, and, as low as possible, but still legal. So, but you're right. There's sometimes he went errant, and there's sometimes that Harvey didn't catch it because I was like, oh yeah, that was low. That was low. Like I caught it, but I mean, at the end of the day, if that's been his secret tool all this time, he saw that shit was completely ineffective
Bud
against
must have had
Terrence
on
Bud
2
Crawford
cups.
tonight.
Bud had on 2 cups.
Hey, he had a mug on down there.
He had a mug on.
Let's see. They said they thought he was, Big Meech, Larry Hoover. That nigga was little mouse and on the couch. That's the fuck he was. The fuck out of here.
He was
Like
Stuart Little. That's what he was.
He was what?
Stuart Little. That's what he was.
It's just amazing to me, man. Y'all saw all of Earl's tools. You saw it.
Tools. I don't even know what these tools
No. He got some tools. Like DJ said, whatever he was doing, it worked up to now. But he tried every tool. Even when he got Crawford up against the ropes and started hitting him in the stomach, shit didn't phase Crawford.
Yeah, like he wasn't even a better inside fighter than Crawford, bro. Crawford was like literally blocking all that, bro.
Crawford gave him a gut shot, and what you gonna say, active actors?
I was about to say, see, that's the thing. Me and my boys was talking about. We were saying that was gonna be the difference if Bud stayed on the outside and boxed and
that's what I thought.
His footwork. We thought that was gonna be the difference. We all thought if he stayed in the pocket and banged with Spence, it was gonna be a bad night for Bud. Yep. Well, that was not the case.
Totally. Me too. I thought no way he could sit there in the pocket and take Spence's punches.
Listen,
I just thought he was just too active, but I mean, it doesn't even matter how active you are if you're not landing anything.
Salute Demetrius Ross. We see you here. He did get Bud up against the ropes a couple of times and was going to the body. Not a lot, but a couple of times. It didn't even phase him. But Bud hit him. Somebody said, shout out to the person, I don't know where I was watching, on somebody's show, where he said they was having an argument. He said, Bud do not exchange. I mean, Earl don't exchange when people start throwing. Like if Bud was doing his offense, Earl's gonna shell up. He's not gonna exchange. And I'd be damned, that shit was displayed tonight. And that was his problem. He tried to shell up, but Bud was catching him. And when he came in the inside, did you see that one punch when they was closer to Spence's corner, and Spence was trying to go at the body, and Bud was right up on him, and he turned that body and jacked him in the jaw with the right hand. Yeah. I was like, God, with no room.
Look,
I don't even know how he had that.
Man. You know what I told my uncle tonight? I like even the way that he was taking them short steps and he was moving his block and his little fidgety movements. I say, this motherfucker done channeled his inner Joe Frazier in this bitch tonight. Exactly. And that's what he was doing. He was staying right there in the pocket and slipping punches and catching Errol ass. And I was not ready for that. Because I guess that's the thing. I haven't seen him had to do that against nobody that he fought.
He did that. He did that a little bit versus Sean Porter, but it wasn't much.
And that was the other thing. I said he had more problems with Sean Porter than he had with Errol Spence.
He had more problems with green beans than he had with Errol Spence, and they said green beans was trash.
Facts, Demetrius.
That's why I said. That's why I asked. So what about Bud Crawford resume?
Yeah, that whole resume talk was
to everybody. I know my boys, General Big Fish and Q, they over at E Thriller page. But what about the punishment, Q? You know I love you, but I got to rub this shit in. What about the punishment? See, all y'all was blinded by the light. Y'all blinded by the light.
Yeah.
I low-key wanted this fight to be closer. I'm kind of pissed off. I wanted this fight to be.
Hell no, I didn't.
I wanted it to be close because I wanted it to be a great fight. It was just a great ass whooping. I wanted it to be like closer, and then you see Bud just like take off, like how he did in the Crawford, like how he did in the Porter fight, where it was like close, and then you just see Bud is on a different level. That's what I wanted to see.
You know what Bud
Not just
did
domination
differently?
from round one.
Phenomenal ass whooping. When he smelled blood, because I said, and hey, who caught this though? Who caught this? In round 7, Bud gave him a pass.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He did give him a pass.
In round 7, he gave him a pass because he could have finished him.
Yeah, he could have.
Spence was.
I think he even dapped him up after the round too. If you saw, he like got close to him, was like, "Hey, you good?"
And I told my uncle, I said, "That's a man right there." I said, "That's respect." I said he didn't want to embarrass this dude any more than he already has. Because I say right now he could have finished it in round 7. Spence was discombobulated. He was dizzy. He was dazed, and Terrence let off the gas. He seen it and he let off the gas.
Said. And Terrence was never huffing and puffing. Oh,
never.
Errol Spence, I've never seen this man tired. I never seen Bud tired neither. And Bomac was like, he ain't got no more. He tired. Bomac was calling the play in the corner. He was like, he ain't got no more. And then Terrence was one-shotting him. But that jab.
Oh my God, that jab was so on point.
Jab, man.
Thank
Terrence jab.
You see the spit he was knocking off and the sweat he was knocking off that
bro.
boy?
That jab looks so powerful, man. That jab looks super strong.
And the thing that was killing me, like the people like, oh man, see, because Bud talking about, Spence was talking about he got to take him to the later rounds and then he gonna finish him. Like, you think he gonna run out of gas? I ain't never seen this man run out of gas. Like I told my boy, I said, man,
Spence ran out of gas though before though. He ran out of gas against Danny Garcia. If y'all remember, between it was end of the 8th round and after the 8th round, he was completely gassed.
But he was also after a big layoff, so that's why I don't think most people took that into account because they were like, it's a big layoff.
Fight too, though. He was all, like.
No, but he came off an injury as well, though. Like, it's kind of different in my opinion.
It don't matter, but he had a layoff. Ring rust is real. Even what's his name? The guy that interviewed at the end, he tried to give him a pass. Oh, bitch ass! I was like, you take the layoff? Was it, nigga? Stop trying to feed this nigga an excuse.
We don't know. He was PBC, Misty. He got to follow a script. He was PBC. He got to follow a script.
But only thing that I'm not mad about, I'm not mad that Earl said, damn right, I want to rematch and all that. He got to say that. He got fans. Like he got fans. He have to say that. Because them fans would be like, they wouldn't have no leg to stand on. He was the better man tonight. And guess what? That's what you're supposed to say too, if you don't want to all the way give it up. But it's nothing. Absolutely. And Bud told him, it don't matter what he do. One thing I saw Bud do tonight, I don't know if y'all caught it. Bud was a parrying motherfucker tonight.
Yep.
Oh,
he was parrying early, man.
Who you telling?
God.
That boy was putting that block everywhere just in time. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
He was blocking all that shit, man.
All that shit.
He was parrying every time. Let me see. He was doing it with his left hand by his right cheek. So what would Earl be throwing? His left hand. And
Earl's on the right.
Or the right hand?
Oh, no, you're right. No, you're right. If he
the
was
left hand,
blocking his right cheek, then Earl was throwing the left.
Every time he was poor counting with that shit.
Yeah.
Every time Earl would try to throw that left hand, which Earl throws the straight left, I believe, after he throw his jabs.
Yeah,
and Earl tried to do the 1-2 left hand, which that's how he get people blinded and get them in the corner and go to work.
Yeah.
But Earl had to do 1-2-3, then left hand. But every time he threw the left hand, that right hand dropped. Fucking Crawford was coming over the top.
Yeah, he was out jabbing it too.
It was nothing he could do. And when he throw the punch and lean and he leaned his body into a couple of punches. That was one punch that Earl threw that he leaned like he really was off balance.
Yeah,
Terrence could have fucked his ass up. Terrence just looked at him.
Yeah, that's what I say. Terrence gave him a few passes. He gave him a few passes. But round 7 to me was the one because he really could have ended the fight in round 7. The ref would have stopped the fight then.
I didn't know if Harvey when he dropped him the 4th time, I was like, Harvey Doc ain't gonna stop
He
this.
literally knocked that boy across the ring, bro. Like he was so much stronger than him.
His
I don't
mouth was
understand why they
busted
kept
up.
trying to say Spence had this strong ass chin. He really was almost knocked out by Ugas. So I don't understand why they kept trying to tell us, trying to convince us, Bud for buddies in quotation marks, that Spence was like, the ultimate chin tester and the ultimate puncher. I don't understand what the hell was they ever watching in any
I,
fight to make them think that foolery.
they was
I don't
watching with
know
them
neither.
being all oiled up, touching themselves. That's what they was doing when they was watching this fight.
Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button if you never had. You get some good content.
Oh,
We are rubbing it in, and we have a right to, because we've been putting up with this shit for 5 years.
Crap.
5 fucking years.
Oh my god, it was spinach.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love
I
it.
just for the life of me don't know what they was watching.
I don't know.
My own nephew, boy, a active actor, Stevon was like, I think Spence gonna blah blah blah. I put some information in his ear before the fight. He said, I'm gonna see if I can change my bet. I said, no, nigga, you held accountable for that bet. I told your ass a long time ago, don't you dare. I've been told him, but he saw it. See, I was like, man, he got the break speed off him. There was nothing he could do. And Bud
But
said he don't know it. I'm reeling him in.
Miss T, styles make fights though. And Sprint's style is tailor made for somebody with like Bud who can. Bud is a chameleon in the ring. Bud is truly a chameleon in the ring. He can adapt to any situation and make it his situation.
Thank you.
It's fucking bananas. He's like, his genius IQ in the ring is beyond belief. And somebody like Sprint, who doesn't have a ring IQ, period. All thing he knows how to do is be a rock'em sock'em robot, tailor made for a skilled fighter like Bud. I don't understand people who don't understand that. But
Errol
I don't know shit about boxing.
Errol Spence was never. I totally agree. Errol Spence style is not. To me, that's like you're not making Bud necessarily think that much versus Errol Spence. Like he's not thinking as much, man. He just knows you're just so basic. He has all the counters to it. You're not throwing no hook to lead a fight. You're not doing much. You know what I'm saying?
And let me tell you,
a guy like Mayweather or a guy, even I think Charlo will give Bud a tougher fight because he's not going to be so basic with just 1-1-2 all the time.
I have to take.
in his corner initially.
I gotta take Bud word for it. I don't know. It's possible, but Bud said Charlo gonna be easier than Spence.
Yeah.
So look,
maybe.
Hey, the man credibility is on 1,000. One thing I saw in here that I have never seen Bud do. Bud is good at luring you in, catching you when you make mistakes, and making you pay. Tank Davis is one of the best set and trap people in the business.
I disagree.
But Bud jab was so goddamn powerful. You could hear that shit. And when it popped Spence, you could tell he was discombobulated. I mean, I have never seen Bud jab somebody like that. Like, and you can hear it pop like
yeah. That's what he said. He said that. He said for this training camp they worked on a strong stiff jab instead of his normal flick jab that he used up to this point. He said we knew that wasn't gonna work, so to keep him off balance, and it worked like a motherfucker.
Woo.
Now Errol Spence is 33 years old, y'all. I don't give a fuck what he tried to do. Between here and December, the dude is gonna have trouble trying to make weight. He's gonna be embarrassed, and he can't change. A leopard can't change their spots in less than 6 months. He's not gonna be able to do.
They can't make him a new boxer. That's right. Yeah. His habits are his habits. He been winning off of being basic this far, and that's all he knows. That is him. That's in his DNA.
All jokes aside, y'all, if y'all notice his eyes, that eye that he had injured initially, it did not look like a good eye. Honestly, it did not look good at the end of the fight. I don't know if he's even coming back to boxing. I'm truly not trying to be funny or mean, rude, or wishing nothing bad. I was just looking at his eyes because it was just so weird the way that eye that he had broke. He broke that one eye. It didn't look like the other eye. Y'all can go back and look at it for yourselves and say, "Hey, that's you delusional." But I don't think he's coming back to boxing. I don't think he's going to be capable of coming back to boxing. And the irony is, they kept trying to say he was going to do that to Bud's eye. And if it's truly like what I say it is, that's the best, irony or karma on YouTube streets.
And one thing,
you're right.
Go ahead. Active
go ahead.
For me. He can vouch for me. I had said I will explain after the fight because I didn't want to move the needle on the record. But I'm about to scratch on this fucking record. I'm gonna hit the paid in full. But anyway, Errol Spence in this fight, throat was swollen. Y'all go back and look at it. Patrick, I had a beeline on that fucking neck. It was swollen. And earlier last week, his eyes was bulging. Now, there's two things going on. If he really do have a genuine medical issue with his thyroid, he need to go do a thyroid panel. Serious up. Because that can explain a lot of shit that he found in trouble to do in his 30s. But number two, if it's not a genuine medical issue, that's hormone manipulation to me. And don't come at me like I'm just pulling shit out my ass. Activist, how much experience I got in this.
This is expert.
It happened to me.
Yeah.
It happened to me. And I promise you, I ain't tried to do this shit. And I couldn't see it. That's why I say it might be genuine. My shit was so big. It was way bigger than his. When I finally went back and looked at the pictures that I was taking around that time, I couldn't believe it. And guess what? They removed my shit. I don't have a gland no more. I don't have a thyroid gland. But I'm going to tell you, I'm an expert on this shit. That motherfucker need to go get a thyroid panel worked up on him. And it will control a lot of shit, like his ability to lose weight. It will control. And I'm not giving an excuse. If he got this problem, he should check it, because that shit can kill you. And that's why I'm genuine with this shit. Go get it checked. But if you don't come out, hold on. If he don't come out and say, "Yo, I had this or I had that," sound like manipulation to me. But what you was gonna say?
They check for all those things, Miss T, before they get in that ring. They make sure these fighters are supposed. They may lie. Some of the fighters may lie about something, like if they know their knee hurts or whatever, they have like a knee joint pain. But the blood work, Miss T, they would have definitely known if his thyroid was out of it.
I don't think they check thyroid panels, because they don't do it when you go to the doctor and get a checkup unless you ask.
I think they do with boxing. See, I believe with boxing they check for a lot of things in boxing that people would never normally check for. The reason being is exactly what you're saying. Excuses, or death. And they don't want to be sued no more than you and I want to be sued. So I'm not here for the whole his neck was swollen or his eyeball, or his
his neck was swollen. Should have been no balls swelling in the middle of his neck. But I'll tell you this, and another telltale sign of thyroid problems or hormone problems is bulging eyes. That's not a trait. That's not a genetic trait. That's a deficiency.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know the bulging eyes with the hypothyroid, hypothyroidism. Also with blood pressure. Some people with blood pressure has their eyes bulge, and cholesterol. Miss T, that has nothing. I don't think he has any of those issues. He just got his ass whooped, point blank and period. He got that dirt nap he was begging for.
If he didn't get it checked before, that's his fucking problem. This is what I mean by the inconsistencies of Errol Spence. It's a lot of things you're supposed to do and all that, but you don't do it. And then anybody who want to say now, and I've said it before, that it was PVC in a way, the empty suits. Guess what? That may be true, but it still come back to you, Earl, because you gave them carte blanche to do whatever they want with your career, and you're a grown ass man.
Facts. I want to co-sign what Destiny was saying, about his eye and all that, right? Me and my boys, we've been talking about this fight since since it got officially announced. And we was talking about how these boys had the ability to get in there and really hurt each other tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those fights where his ass whooping was so tremendous. I don't think that Errol Spence is the same person after this fight. He's not the same boxer after tonight.
Facts. He's never going to be the same fight. I don't give a damn what weight class he moves to.
I think this is and I hope that it wouldn't be this, but I feel like this is a Meldrick Taylor level ass whooping. You're not the same after that. You go from great to being messed up after an ass whooping like this.
That's facts.
He's another Roy Jones. This ass whooping is going to essentially kill his career. I don't think he's ever going to be able to rebound after this fight. They may give him a touch up. I don't, because he's an ugly person. He's definitely an ugly person. He had to eat that humble pie. He had to eat that humble pie, and you know what? Karma is the baddest bitch in the universe. Ain't no bitch better than Karma. That is the bad bitch.
I know, right? She sound like Roscoe Jenkins. Now that's a bad bitch. Hey, look, say it with me. Humble yourself. Shut up. Take less.
Yeah.
Who am I acting like?
Humble
yourself.
Humble yourself.
Shut up. Take less. Won't you get in line sometime? Yeah, dog.
That's hey. We know why Jermell Charlo moved up to fight Canelo. He saw this coming.
I just said that earlier. That's so funny. I told Miss T that. I said, Jermell, after this fight with Cinnamon, win, lose, or draw, he's not coming back down to 154. That would be a suicide mission anyways for him to come back down to 154. Literally, that would be a suicide mission. He would be on the same suicide mission Roy Jones was on.
Yep,
that's just not a thing.
Yep, he decided he'd rather get his cherry popped by Canelo than Bud. That's what he's got.
Now, so y'all don't think that I got it in for Texas, but what did I tell you about Texas? Some of the people when it come to y'all sport, active activists.
Hey man, Texas, more than most states. Texas is gonna hold Texas down. They're gonna say Texas is the greatest. That everything out of Texas is the best thing since the microwave. Yeah,
they're gonna say that, right? And it's an arrogance that's not always grounded in reality. Now, this is not all Texans. I got family in Texas. I got friends in Texas. Active activists. He from Texas. That's my brother right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it's not an all Texan thing.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of Texans, just because y'all from Texas, mean nothing. Greatness can come from anywhere in the 50 states. And I include Texas with that. So all that, some of that stuff was on that. I think Errol Spence was very, very popular in Texas. And then when they go forward, they're going to say something about the pay-per-view numbers. Because I'm waiting to hear about that shit. They're going to say that was all Spence.
Oh, just like they say it's all Tank when he fought Ryan, which I think is total BS.
But I'm going to tell you this. It don't matter who they called it all. There was two guys in there. It was them two together, as Terrence kept saying. It was them two together. So even going forward, when I give the credit, if this is an all-time big pay-per-view, I'm going to say it could have only happened with Spence and Crawford together. Yeah, I hope it do too.
I hope it does 2 million or at least $1 million. I hope it does at least $1 million.
And that
if
ain't
it does 2 million,
Crawford,
man, I'll be so happy. I'll be like, we did it, man. We showed because I feel like if this fight does well, then all those other fights are going to have to get made, bro.
But it's listen, when y'all talk about it, we just need to be fair. It was both Crawford and Spence.
Yeah.
They get the plug for having that high pay-per-view number if it come out like that.
Yeah.
Crawford didn't bring all them people. Spence didn't bring all them people. them two brought all those people. And I would continue. If Spence was to go on and fight, and he said, man, shit, I'm the face of boxing. My pay-per-view was, I wouldn't give a shit. You're not the face of boxing over turns, but you the face of boxing. If that's what you brought in. You know what I'm saying? That's how Triple G got notoriety from that high pay-per-view, and Canelo. But Canelo won, so he was the face. And that's how to be with Bud. But Triple G can go and brag about them numbers if he wants to. And so could Errol. So that's my stance on it. I want to be clear with that part. PGH Big Dog. Look, I guess he had to take a moment.
Oh yeah, he was crying.
You needed a moment. He said, salute Queen T. You called it. Bud is a bad motherfucking boy. Hey, look, they coming in, champion.
Now they coming in.
He said, salute to boxing talk fans talk. What is this? You did it backwards. I had me saying it backwards. Boxing fans talk TV. Yeah, you made me just look. But he said, respect the Crawford. He was writing his seat. And then he said, y'all saluting each other. I told y'all, yeah. You probably was listening, PGH, but I got most of that shit off my chest. Y'all got to go listen to it earlier. Hey, and you too, active. I don't know if you caught it from the very beginning, man. I was going off. I had a lot to get off my chest.
I ain't catch it from the beginning.
I'm glad y'all showed up. Y'all are real men. DJ, Champion Heart, ATL, PGH. I tried to help you, PGH.
I lost so much money. He may have to file for bankruptcy, man.
Hey, I know you was shocked that first knockdown, but I was like, oh, I ain't gonna say nothing. Active. I was like real patient. Man, the sweat was coming off my body. I said, I ain't gonna say nothing because I don't know if Earl gonna get up.
I can't
do something.
One thing I was surprised about, like how that knockdown in the second round very I told people that Errol Spence gets off balance, bro. Since that I saw it in the Ugas fight, but Ugas didn't take advantage of it. You saw how off balance he was in those first 2 rounds, Miss T, in the Ugas fight, and I was like, he is super off balance, and he got caught being super off balance in that second round. And we saw what an an S level fighter does to that, and what a B level fighter like Ugas does to that. Ugas could not take advantage of that, but Bud could.
Yeah, Champion High. I was trying to ask y'all all along. Y'all always say he fundamentally sound, and he had the jab, but he gonna tear up. He the body snatcher. But we kept saying Bud is not gonna stand in front of him.
Thank you. He kind of did tonight, and it didn't even matter.
Yeah, that's another thing. Did you notice that activist Bud didn't move as much as he normally do?
Yeah, no, I definitely noticed it. Like, I mean, Bud, like he said, he had a point to prove. He was in there. He stood in the pocket. He epitomized boxing tonight. Hit and not get hit. He didn't run. He didn't do none of that. And like I told my uncle, I said, you see that dude Spence walking backwards and trying to fight off the back foot? That's a bad sign right there. Because Crawford was supposed to be the one fighting off the back foot while Spence was steady pushing forward, being the Terminator. But no, Crawford was the Terminator.
And here's the thing, activists. If y'all go back and look at the Postal fight, motherfucking Bud was on the back foot all night.
Yeah.
And Postal is the closest fight that Bud had that could resemble Spence. It was the closest. And they weren't exactly the same. Like Postal's a little bit sharper in some of the things he do because he understands certain other key things to get you all balance or set a trap for you better than Spence. But in a sense, Postal and Spence are, they kind of similar as far as the pressure they give, how they cut off the ring, and how they would go to you and your body and everything. And Postal couldn't figure them out. But we got Champion Heart in the building. What's popping, King? Will you came to take your medicine? Salute.
Yeah. salute, Miss P. Salute to my brothers on the chat, on the panel, and brothers in the chat. Man, golly, man. I'm gonna watch it again, but I'm watching this fight, man, and I'm just watching Bud. Just man, he catching him coming in. He was countering the hell out of him. Man, he was countering the hell out of him. I was like, God damn.
But Champion High, y'all did not see this in Bud.
Yeah, how did I not see it?
No, the thing is that I of course I saw it in Bud, you know what I'm saying, because I look at it from a fighter's perspective. I just didn't think he would be able to do it against Spence. That's my thing. I never, I was never, Spence just gonna dog walk him. Like I said when I came on the show, before the fight, I said I'm not saying that Bud doesn't have a chance to win, and and I gave you my perspective on what he needed to do, and he did that and more. Man.
I have a question for you. Why did you not? I'm sorry, you can go, Miss T.
No, go ahead, Tay.
Why did you think Errol? I mean, you probably study Errol Spence from the outside. Why did you like his not his inside game, but mid range to long distance? How did you think that was not going to be the same? I mean, because
how did I think it wasn't going to be the same?
Yeah, because just like how we are all taught the basics, we are all taught how to counter the basics. So why would you not think that Bud wouldn't be able to take advantage of that to this extent, or at least a similar extent?
I figured that Spence would shut it down because when I said on the show, I said if Bud can spin him on the ropes like Porter did, and catch him in between punches, he would be successful. I figured that Spence would shut down a lot of the inside stuff, but man, it was a one-sided ass whooping.
Like
I'm talking about from the outside. How did you think that just based off a jab and a cross that he was going to be able to get back in when we know how skilled Bud is? If you're taught how to throw a cross and a jab, you taught how to defend it. So I just don't understand how that part of the game.
Like they said, he kind of explained it, Tay. He said,
"Okay, say it again." Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you, Champion Heart. Can you hear us?
You all blanked out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We hear you.
Hello.
We hear
Hello.
You.
We hear you.
We hear you.
He having some connection issues.
Yeah, probably.
He drive trucks too. There you go.
Hello.
Oh yeah. Hello. We hear you.
Go ahead. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Shit.
Can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
His thing just went blank. Something happened.
He out there in the wilderness, out there probably in between some mountains.
He out there. He about to be with us soon at this fish fry. I'm about to cook him up. You know what I'm saying? I was actually supposed to have a seafood broil today, but we didn't have it.
That's cooking with the champ right there. He cooked too. He got a little cooking channel. But yeah, that's the only part that baffled me. That for all these years, nobody placed or could see value in this man.
Thank you.
I didn't understand it. When they saw him show his skills and how much value he had, they shitted on it. He was put in predicaments where he had to have different standards than others. Coleman actually tried to tell me, active activist, that Bud wasn't the highest paid athlete. And then he said, prove it. And I say, for you to be watching, I'm saying this in my head, for you to be an avid boxing watcher and everything boxing, how don't you know that Bud was the highest paid? Like, that has been secured information for a minute. But Coleman was like, nah. And then we was like the 10 million we got on the Avenezen talk. And Coleman was like, nah, he didn't make 10 million. I said, Bud said he made 10. BLK said they paid him 10. And Crawford and Coleman said he need more proof. Come with the receipts. I said, what kind of receipts you need? This is what he said, active. He said he need to show his tax returns and stuff like that.
That is crazy.
That's what we mean by the delusion.
Thank you.
And he was not playing active activist. He was not playing. Cause I'm like, Coleman, why isn't it good enough for Bud? You know, we go on Google and get this information for all these fighters. It ain't like we know these fighters. And now Bud got to show proof. Cause Bud just lying.
They downplayed his footwork. They downplayed his skills. They said that how black he was. He was ugly. He was black. His wife is this. His family's this. You don't know this.
His wife losing weight. Y'all saw that?
Huh?
His wife is losing weight. Shout outs to her.
Oh, shout outs to her. But I remember they kept talking. Every part of his life they talked about. They talked about how dark his skin was. How he's a top ranked Toby. Everything about him, man. And he just proved them boys wrong. I'm just so happy for him.
What I always say, active, I said, yeah, they one by one to get you. They start from the outer perimeter and work their way in. Pretty soon, when you the last man standing, the light skinned red bone or whatever, hey. And the crazy part is black people doing that to black people. What I saw in the treatment of Terrence Crawford, I thought should have came out of a slave movie for real. And all the people down to him and devaluing him and putting him down, they came off like masses.
Yep.
I said it without the T. God damn it. Masses. No, they couldn't have did a better job than Massa himself.
That's they were doing a good job about discounting this black man. They didn't even have to really do it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to make like this old. They didn't have to use like old media and stuff like how they use like other people. They just literally used them to devalue Terrence Crawford.
And they did it over and over and over again. And it hurt me to my heart. And I was like, why? I mean, you don't have to, not everyone. Like my boy Champion Hart here, he was never that type of guy. ATL, he won't that type of guy. Birdman, he won't that type of guy. Big Fish, he won't that type of guy. Q, he won't that type of guy. A lot of Spence fans wasn't like that. But when you go to them pro channels that he had and you just be listening, the level of disrespect and devaluation on Terrence Crawford and how they put him down, and when they was like he should have took the deal, like he fucking up. He should have took the deal when they promised him a pay, and then Spence come out and say, well, they said I won't get him to pay either. Y'all didn't give a damn about this dude. Not even his career, not even his brand, which is him. Y'all would have been happy if that nigga lost everything. And if truth be told, I still think Spence fans derail or threw a monkey wrench in BLK shit. Now, granted, you taking the risk by rolling with Broner, but I think some of that derailment in other ways, because you had promoters or managers pulling out the fight for no reason and demanded something, but they really didn't want the demand. Because that first guy that pulled out the fight, BLK was trying to sweet talk him. Like, here, I give you more, I'll do this. But when that came out to be, you know, a part of the situation, can't tell a Spence fan that shit. Can't tell them that because they not going to believe that shit. They didn't want BLK to do good. What did BLK ever do to us as a public or a boxing community?
They tried to help Terrence Crawford get paid.
They helped the black man that you can't stand. And that was good enough to even try to besmirch their label, their brand. What's up, champion? I know you came out. We always heard you, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what was going on, but I apologize for that. But I'm not going to stay on long because I got to go take my medicine on a couple other channels.
I know that's right. You making your rounds. That's all right, champion.
but you know what you were just saying, you know, about the fans. I really think that it was on both sides, and you know, there's a difference in fans of the sport and fanboys. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I had my picks, because I didn't choose Crawford, well, you hate Crawford. No, I don't hate Crawford. I like Crawford. He's a good fighter. I think he's got skill. I said, I just choose Spence over him. Simple as that. If he was fighting anybody else, I would pick him. But that doesn't mean I hate him because I chose Spence over him. It's just some weird stuff, man, with this new generation of fanboys. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this was never back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I chose Hagler, to beat Leonard. Nobody said, well, you hate Leonard,
And you could have probably wore your Hagler shirt. That's why everybody like, T, you going to the fight? Fuck no. I value my life. But I will say this, champion. When I first started watching, when I used to go over there on Fred before I had the channel, far back those years, I sat down and watched for a year straight all the YouTube channels, the black YouTube channels. They hated Crawford. I think only in recent times did you see a new crop of Crawford channels. But for the first probably 3 years, it was all to Spence's favor. But granted, Spence and Crawford won't dare the whole 3 because they relatively start getting popular in the YouTube streets too.
Right.
But when it first started out, they liked it Crawford when he was 135 and 140.
Mm-hmm.
In it, he became an opportunity for him and Spence to get in. They changed on him like a slave master, for real. And that's what I saw. And it used to break my heart. I was like, y'all don't even care how this man land. You don't care. Long as your Spence is popular and he sound credible and his word is the gospel. That's all anybody cared about. They didn't care. They didn't care if Crawford could ever get a job. If they could have threw a monkey wrench in his David Avenese job, what would he do? I mean, and I explained that Crawford had wiggle room as long as he was trying to make the fight with Errol Spence last year. But once Crawford saw that fight wasn't gonna happen, he fell under that 9-month rule of the WBO, and it's in the book. I showed it in the show. Crawford had to fight that year. He had to. And plus Spence, Floyd, and anybody you would think in charge of PBC, all 3 said 2023. And you know how much shit we went through, Champion Heart, about him trying to vote for. I ain't trying to open the whole situation up, but that's my point. This is why we have so much built up in us and it's flowing out because there was so much backlash and unfair treatment of this man. And y'all saw it in him tonight. Y'all saw it in how he was a gentleman. Even if Earl wouldn't have been a gentleman, he Terrence would have been. But Earl was a gentleman tonight. And their attitude as the leaders of these fascist groups on either side, their attitude reflect leadership. Or our attitude reflect leadership for those of us who didn't fall into the rabbit hole of making it more than what it was, like all out war, like the Hatfields and McCoys or some shit. So I do say shout out. And I do give Errol Spence, props on some of that shit. But dog, we gotta rub it in. I don't know how long I'm gonna be doing.
Right.
Like I feel like this right here. I feel like Harvey Doc kicked him off the field. Harvey Doc kicked him off the field.
Right.
Don't let him in the reindeer games. That's me picking y'all,
Yeah.
But Harvey Doc did a good job with that. And
yeah. Well, no excuses. The best man won, and if Spence continues to fight, I think he should move up. But that's only if he continues to fight. I don't think he should, stay at that weight.
He definitely outgrown the weight, but You know, hey, like I said, now all I can hope for them Spence fans, don't jump on the Boots train. Call it like you see it.
Yeah, I mean, Earl said tonight, man, you know, the better man won. I mean, and you know, you got to, you know, you can't. If he's saying that, you know, what I'm saying, why would you come with any excuses? You know, I wouldn't. You know, I wouldn't expect anybody to do that. It's just, it is what it is. You know.
I need you to, when you be on these other channels in the coming weeks, y'all need some of y'all logical Spence fans like yourself to shoot the bullshit down, just like Mike Tyson did.
Right.
Earl, go to 48 minutes in hot boxing, his interview with Earl. Earl started talking about the resume and shit, you know, his typical talking point. And then he went into Sean Porter was a shell of himself. He wasn't fighting that great. He ain't prepared. Even his own daddy said, and Mike said, you know, that's ain't nothing but like these. I'm paraphrasing, but
right.
BS because he did that to he just lied to discredit, you know, his opponent. He said, "No, that's BS." And Spence said, "But I don't." He said, "But why else?" Then Mike said, "Why else would he be?" You know, he said, "Well, it was definitely for the money. It was definitely for the money." That's what Spence was saying. And then he said, Mike just was like, "Nah, that's just like you know that ain't even the truth." And he said, and then Mike felt the need to say, "I'm sorry, I'm just telling the truth" to Spence. And Spence put his hand in his mouth, and he ain't say shit.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know if anybody mentioned this, but the respect that I have for Crawford is that he could have finished Earl. I think in the 7th or 8th round.
Round 7.
He gave him a break. He gave him a break.
7.
Oh Lord, you an active actor. I gotta go back and see that part.
Yeah, he gave him a break. He definitely could have finished him, but he, you know, I think the mutual respect that they have for one another, I think that's why he didn't do it.
That was an excellent call, active activist. Because I was saying to myself when he said it, I said I gotta go see it because I know he fell back, but I didn't ever click in my head that he was.
Yeah, you can see. I said, yeah, he gave him a break.
Yeah, because he was swarming him, and I mean, you know, that's what we love as Bud fans. Like when Bud smell blood, he go for the kill. And he smelled blood, and he had him all discombobulated and didn't know which way was up and down. And he
backed off.
Yeah,
that was a good catch. That was a good catch. Yeah, but I ain't gonna stop you from your rounds, champion heart.
All right, Miss P.
Good sport. I still love PGH, all y'all. I still love y'all too. But y'all know I got to cut a jig on this shit all week. You know,
most definitely, without a doubt. And so I'm gonna get with you, man. If you all get a chance, definitely go check out Cooking with the Champ.
Exactly.
You know, I got some real cool recipes over there, and I'm gonna get with y'all. All right, take care.
Take care.
All right.
Yeah, active. He was coming up with some meals. I was like, well, what the hell is what? But you know, my scary, not able to handle versatility in food ass. I can't. I eat the same shit all the time, y'all. Dan Tan, salute. Welcome to the building. Let me read these chats and then tell you close us out. Dan Tan, he said, like I said before, 2003 is the year of PBC cleansing. He says, Spence, it's like I should listen to Al Hammond and duck this guy. They knew. All of them knew the terms would beat him. Keith Thurman is like, why I duck this guy. Now somebody must making that up. How many fights at 147 Bud had that was easier than Spence fight? None. All of them was harder than Spence. But Tay, you only close us out. I got it off my chest. I hope you was able to release some stuff. I'm sure you go to other channels. Get them. But try not to mention people's channels. When we talk about certain things, I say channels, but I mean, out of respect to them, it's their channel. They can say what they want, you know. But I'll say y'all are, you know, just general mention things. But I ain't me personally, I'm not for the disrespect of anybody's channel. You have your opinion. I'm not mad at any Errol Spence fans that just really thought the dude was going to powerhouse Bud. But it ain't going to stop me from giving y'all this work. And y'all going to get this work off and on all week or until I feel like stopping. Because y'all took us through hell. But go ahead, Tay. Tay, close us out. Tay. Well, seemed like we lost Tay. Thank y'all for listening. I didn't think I would be on this long. I really didn't think I was coming on. Thank everybody for coming in here. Thank ATL, Birdman for coming in, taking their medicine, basically taking one for the team. If I sounded passionate and angry, I was, and I got it off my chest. It's over. I don't ever want boxing to be this controversial again. I really don't. But stop devaluing people. Stop saying that, to me, this is a hint and a half. How you gonna shit on God's children? Earl God's children too. But like when y'all say his resume won't shit, they God children too. And they work hard just like Earl did. But y'all, the way y'all cut into people, and y'all know who y'all are. The way y'all do that, that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's what you hear coming out the buds, buddies, because we had to put up with that shit. And I'm not even fighting for myself. I'm fighting for him. Because if you treat him like that, how you going to treat me? And then in there, my offsprings, cousins, family, and all that. That's what I was thinking when I would hear the put downs of Bud. I like it. That's how you treat him. How you treat me. How you treating all of us. What did this... And every time, I was like, what did he do? I didn't know what he did to have that much hatred generated over him. Yes, and it's the other sides. They have some culpability with it too. Because they were spearheading that shit. Their fans did the work. All they had to do was drop a clue. Dan Tan said, last but not least, respect the warrior. Errol Spence, peace. And yes, Errol Spence conducted himself very professional and very nice, and I hope he will continue in his career. But he got to do that hard part that I guess every man face, because men are very ego. You know, they can have a big ego, or they can be very prideful. And I don't know if you got to go talk to a dude, talk to your dad, or talk to somebody. But he kind of showed that today. He didn't try to make a excuse to too much. So like old boy who was interviewing him was trying to throw excuses. He said the better man won today. He was good. But him saying, yeah, I want a rematch, he has to say that. I hope he don't, because it ain't gonna be different. But if he do, oh well. You know what I'm saying? Y'all cannot take away Terrence's accomplishments. I'm sorry. I must be getting tired. I want to say happy birthday to Terrence Crawford mom. I hope they kicking up dust and just having a great time tonight. Congratulations to Bud. Congratulations to Earl for even showing up. Shout outs to Errol Spence and his team for just being a part of making something great and showing up and conducting yourself like a gentleman. That should be what they call it, a tutorial of how people should come together and just make the fight. So if families don't need to be fighting against each other, and this don't ever need to be this controversial, but it will be. I'll just pray that it won't. But stop. I don't care what color you are. Stop devaluing people. That shit is not cool, especially doing it online.
Hey man. I can't call you a man. I shouldn't have said that, but it's just wow, man. Wow. I can't believe what we witnessed this, man. I know Al Heyman is hurt. He probably crying because he knew this day was happening. That's why when he asked, I saw when Errol said, "Was I in those plans?" Errol said, "No, you wasn't," because they knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, everybody knew. Even Rob Arum know.
Yeah, if Floyd knew this was going to happen, I bet you Al Heyman knew this was going to happen.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm sure he did. I'm gonna tell you like this: all these former fighters, they wasn't trying to be mean, Errol. They just saw what they saw.
Yeah.
I don't know how your fighters, your fans, could not see what everybody else could see. That's the only part. But Tay, I'm about to get up out of here.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me. I hope you release what you needed to release. But shit, if you got more, hey, I ain't gonna stop you. But we're gonna just try not to call out no names or no channels.
Like no names.
Y'all opinion is y'all opinion. The extra stuff that some of them, not all of them, was doing, that wasn't called for.
And they talking about Bomac, how fat he was. Oh, Bomac can't train. He's super fat. Let me make it like
Colin turns dumb.
Yeah.
Because he made a choice of employment. That wasn't cool. But anywho, I'm gonna end this broadcast because the sister tied.
Yeah. I'm gonna see you later.
All right, though. Thank y'all for coming in. In the words of Pamela James, peace.